Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Hi everyone. Welcome back to the PL-300 exam preparation series where we are looking at the first learning path, prepare the data. In this video, we are going to look at the topic evaluate data including data statistics and column properties, which is part of the section clean the data. Before we go and perform any transformations on the data, it is important to have a look at the data and look at some of the column properties, including some of the data statistics associated with each of the columns. So we are going to follow the same instruction sheet that we have been following in the previous videos, and we will be just looking at one aspect where we are going to just look at the column properties, and we are going to see how we can ensure data quality, how we can do the column profiling, and how we can see the column distribution. So now let's go and see what is the instruction relevant to this part. So for this particular video, we are going to have a look at this particular instruction, which says that use the data profiling tools to return the number of distinct product brands followed by distinct product names. So we are going to have a look at the products query, and we are going to explore the product brands and product names, which are two distinct columns in our query, and we have to see how we can calculate the number of distinct product brands and also the distinct product names. And there is a spot check that has been given as a reference that you should see 111 brands and 1560 product names. So let's go to Power Query Editor and see what are the different data profiling tools available to us. Here we are inside the Power Query Editor and we are looking at the products query or the products table. So for column profiling, you have to focus on two areas. The first area is towards the bottom of the screen, this area. So if I highlight this particular area, then you can see that here it is written column profiling based on top 1000 rows. So this is the default setting for the column profiling. And if you just click on this, you are going to see another option which says column profiling based on the entire data set. So by default, the 1000 rows, the top 1000 rows are selected, but you can just go and click on the column profiling based on entire data set. The second area is this area, which is the view option. So inside the view option, so if I click here on the view option, there are three settings: column quality, column distribution, and column profile. All of these are relevant to column profiling. So let's go and first explore column quality. So the two columns that we have been told in the instructions to look for are the product brand and the product name. So let's first of all see what column quality shows. So I'm going to just click on column quality here, and as soon as I click, I see that for all the columns in my query, there is this area that is now visible, and it has three distinct bullets: valid, error, and empty. And in front we have certain percentages. If you put your mouse or hover your mouse in this area, it is showing you some additional information. Like here, if I just see that product ID has 1560 valid, which is 100%. So it says that there are 1560 records for this particular query and 1560 records or 100% of these records are valid. So the validity is what? Validity is as per the data type. So the data type for that particular column, like in this case, is whole number. So it says that all the values, all the 1560 values here are valid as per the whole number data type. Similarly, if I hover my mouse here, it says that the product brand has 1560 values and all of the values are valid. So you can see that the column quality actually gives you an indication about the validity. And if there is any error, then obviously that error would have a value. You would see some value and some percentage. And then if there are certain records which do not contain any value, which we refer to as null values, or there are no records available, then the empty portion is also visible here. So in our case, if I just scroll to the very right, you are going to see this, that for the last two columns, recyclable and low fat, I am seeing that 40%, 44% of the records for recyclable are empty, and for low fat, 65% of the records are empty. Also, one minor thing to note here is that there is this area, this small area where you are seeing the green color or a green bar, and then there is this black bar. So it basically indicates what is the percentage of the valid values and the percentage of the empty values. So this is all about the column quality, for which you can check for all the columns in any query or within the Power Query editor. Now let's look at another option. So I'm going to uncheck this column quality, and now I'm going to click on column distribution. So for the column distribution, similar to what we saw for column quality, we have for all the columns inside the query, we have again in this area, we have certain values. So if I just hover my mouse in this product ID column, here I see 1560 distinct and 1560 unique. Similarly, for product brand, we see the distinct values as 111 or 111, and the unique values as 5. So now the very important thing to know here is that what is the difference between distinct and unique. So here 111 distinct shows 111 distinct value shows that inside the product brand column there are 111 distinct brands. So we have 111 distinct brands inside the product brand column, and within these 111 distinct brands, there are 5 brands or 5 records or 5 rows that appear just once in the column. So uniqueness here means that how many of these labels or how many of these records appear just once inside this particular column, and 111 actually represents the different or distinct brands that are there in this particular column. Now let's go and see what the column profile value has to, column profile option has to show. So I have unchecked the column distribution, and now I'm going to click on column profile. And as soon as I click on column profile, you see that the area beneath this data area, you see two separate areas. One says column statistics and the other one says value distribution. So let's first see the product ID. What information do I get for the product ID? So remember that product ID has a data type whole number. So it means it is just treating this column as numbers. So here the column statistics shows that the count. So here it is giving me the count of the values or the count of the records. So this information we already saw in the column quality. So it's kind of the same information available here. Then this distinct and unique information is also available. And then we see a few other statistical values, like how many records are 0. So there is no record that has a 0 value. So the minimum value for the records is 1 and the maximum value is 1560. And similarly, we see the average, standard deviation, even and odd number of values. Then inside this value distribution, I see that there are certain records for which the frequency information is also given. So here I know that this column is a column which has all the values as distinct and unique. So here the bar is going to show me the value 1. So for 3 it shows 1, for 5 it shows 1, for 6, and for all the others it shows the value of 1. So here we are actually seeing a value distribution, that a particular record or the particular value, how it appears how many times. So this thing would be much clear if I just click on the product brand here. So now product brand is a categorical column because the data type is text. So now you see here that the information being showed here is a bit different. So here now we are having a look at the distinct records, the unique records, and now the minimum and maximum, they are not showing the mathematical values, they are just showing the order of sorting. So it is sorting in the ascending order. So A is basically the the minimum value, and if we move from A to Z, then Washington probably is the record which is the maximum value. So it is not really the mathematical minimum or the mathematical maximum. It is just the alphabetical order or the alphabetical sequence. But here, if we come on this side, the value distribution, now it is showing that this particular product brand, Ebony, has 44 records. So this has 44 records, or it appears 44 times in this particular column. Similarly, Tri-State appears 44, Telltale, and then so on and so forth. So if I go and look at best choice, so it says that the best choice appears 36 times inside this column. So this is all about the column profiling. So here the option is column profile. It kinds of combines whatever we see in column quality and column distribution, but all of these three, column quality, column distribution, and column profile, tell us about the data. They give us information about our data, and first we have to actually select that whether we want to see just the top 1000 values or the entire data set. So this is a very important topic from exam point of view. Normally you should expect to get at least one question related to the column profiling. So it could be just a visual given and you would be asked to interpret the information, or you could have some other information given from the column profiling results and you are asked to give or select any option related to the things that we just saw. So just keep in mind the difference between distinct and unique and what each of the three options, the column quality, column distribution, and column profiling offer, and you just need to remember the results associated with each of these. So that was all about column profiling and data statistics. So I'll see you in the next video.